The general ripped a quiet woman's shirt. Everyone around her froze. They all knew they were about to witness an explosion of fury. It was clear this woman was no ordinary person. Even though she looked calm and quiet, something about her radiated an undeniable power. All eyes were on her, waiting for her to unleash her pent-up rage. It was one of those moments that made you question how you should respond in such a situation. Should you stay away? Should you get closer? What should you do? As the general moved closer, the woman didn't budge. She stood her ground, silently daring him to take the next step. The tension was palpable, making it feel like the room itself was holding its breath. Then, as if sensing an opportunity, the general leaned in further. He thought he had her at a disadvantage, but he hadn't considered one crucial detail. What happened next shocked everyone to their core. In a split second, the general felt a sharp sting on his arm. Startled, he pulled back just enough for the woman to free herself. But she didn't stop there. With swift precision, she landed a series of quick jabs, each one finding its mark. The general reeled back, nursing his bruised arm. He couldn't believe what had just transpired. This unassuming woman had turned the tables on him, leaving him stunned and disbelieving. In a flash, the woman moved past the general, her gaze unwavering. As she walked away, a hush fell over the crowd. No one dared to break the silence. They were in awe of what they had just witnessed. The woman had commanded respect, had established dominance in that moment. And the reason was about to become crystal clear. Moments later, someone in the crowd let out a gasp. It echoed through the tense atmosphere, drawing everyone's attention. And then they saw it. On the woman's back, partially hidden under her now torn shirt, was a large, distinct tattoo of a seal. It wasn't just any seal. It was the emblem of the Navy SEALs, one of the most elite and feared units in the world. A Navy SEAL. The realization hit them like a wave, washing over the crowd. This woman wasn't just a civilian. She was a member of an elite military force. Her quiet demeanor had masked her true identity, but that facade had just crumbled, revealing the powerhouse that lay beneath. As the news of the Navy SEAL spread, a ripple of shock went through the ranks. The general's face drained of color. His bravado from moments ago evaporated, replaced by disbelief and a touch of fear. In that instant, the roles had reversed. The mighty general was no longer in a position of power. He was seen as an intruder, trespasser in the domain of a Navy SEAL. The sight of the SEAL tattoo brought an immediate shift in demeanor from everyone around. The general's chest tightened. His attempt at intimidation had backfired spectacularly, and now he was face to face with the consequences of his actions. The weight of the situation pressed down on him, emphasizing the gravity of his mistake. The base fell silent, the only sound being the echo of the general's ragged breaths. It was as if the very atmosphere had been held captive by the tension. The woman with the SEAL tattoo stood tall, her presence commanding respect and attention. Her quiet strength had been underestimated, but now there was no denying her power. She had turned the tables, proving that appearances could be deceiving. And in that moment, the general and all personnel there realized they had just been outmaneuvered by one of the most elite warriors the world had to offer. They watched her walk away, her back still adorned with the distinctive SEAL tattoo, a symbol of power and precision. As she disappeared from view, the base remained frozen in that moment of realization. The air still thrummed with the echoes of her power. The general, once a figure of authority, stood amidst the stunned silence. his chest heavy with the weight of his misjudgment. He had underestimated the quiet woman, and now he was left to face the consequences of his actions. This encounter wasn't just a display of physical prowess. It was a testament to the quiet woman's mental fortitude, strategic thinking, and combat skills. She had turned the tables on the general, establishing her dominance with a mix of strategy, speed, and sheer determination. Her strength was no longer a hidden secret. It was a force to be reckoned with. And the general and all personnel on the base would never forget the day of the quiet. Woman with the seal tattoo had stormed the base and shattered their perceptions of her.